Welcome to the Alchemist Academy, a space where we as individuals collectively empower ourselves to navigate this life through purpose and, more importantly, the transmutation of our mindset. My name is Flaw, and today we're going to talk about hope. So, let's get started. All right, so what are we going to talk about? What wants to flow through? Let's talk about hope. I do my best to speak from a place of wisdom, speak on things that I've experienced and transmuted, and things that I'm currently going through. I believe that I've been living life with a little bit of hope sprinkled in. The problem with hope is that even if you have a little bit sprinkled in, it kind of taints the dish. Like living with a feeling that something is going to just happen for no reason other than maybe you feel that you deserve it, removes the motivation for you to give it your all. Like I feel like a miracle's right around the corner. Like it's just not there yet, but any day now that miracle's gonna hit. I'm deserving of it. I've made the moves to set myself up for this potential miracle. I just have to wait it out. But the flaw in this logic is that it creates a crack in your foundation. Because no matter what goals you have, and no matter how clear you are on those goals, that hope will hinder you from accomplishing those goals. At least for me, right? Speaking from a place of knowing. The thought of that miracle coming my way doesn't allow me to put my foot on the gas, right? Like I'm still accomplishing what I want to accomplish in many areas of my life. But there are certain things that I know that I would want to accomplish. But maybe I don't give it my all because the miracle might come through. And if the miracle comes through, I can kind of ease a little bit. Maybe I'll pivot, change course. Maybe I could just burn everything I've been doing now and do something new. But what would I do? Let's just say the miracle comes tomorrow. What would I do? Would I now miraculously become a new person, right? Would I have new hobbies, new interests, new vices? Would I all of a sudden have a new business idea, a new outlook on life? Probably not. But yet I still rely on this feeling of this miracle that's right around the corner. For me personally, that miracle has been cryptocurrency. I've placed my money in investments that I choose to believe that are going to pay off. If not tomorrow, maybe sometime in the future. I'm okay with it not going anywhere. That's fine. But I've still allowed my overall outlook on my day-to-day life to be tainted by the thought of that miracle coming. I can do a lot with my time. There are many directions that I can choose to take. I'm grateful for that. But I feel that I don't even explore them to the max because of the fact that I feel that this miracle's coming. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. You know, at this point in the conversation, we can take several routes. We can speak about placing our trust into something outside of us. I mean, we can continue talking about crypto. I guess, to wrap up the whole crypto topic, it is what it is. It's part of the game. If I'm going to involve myself in something like this, I have to understand the dangers that it holds. Sometimes the dangers are not just the loss of the money, right? I'm realizing now that a danger is loss of ambition outside of that. So what do I do now with this information? What do I do now with this realization? Do I go and sell off my perceived miracle? No, probably not. That wouldn't be logical. I can promise myself that I won't give it as much energy. That probably won't last long, right? So what can I do? I have to use this as a wake-up call. And that's what happened. Transmute it. So how can I transmute this? All right. Well, the drastic price change has made me feel that maybe the miracle is going to take a while. If it even comes, that's okay. I have to convince myself that that's okay. I went through a lot last night because I realized that I don't have much structure in things that I put my energy towards. I need more structure. But again, like the reason that I don't have structure is because I've been relying on something outside of me to come and give me a hand. What if there's nothing out there to give you a hand? Like maybe we are divinely guided. Okay. Divinely guided meaning that everything will work out for its highest and greatest good. That doesn't mean you're not going to get smacked around though. Right? You know, on the surface, this conversation seems to be tailored around people who are invested in cryptocurrency. But for those who are not involved in that kind of investment, there's still utility to be had within this conversation. Like ask yourself, are you living, waiting on a miracle? Are you living on hope? Are you placing trust on something that's outside of you? You know, it's comforting to have this hope within us, right? At least for me. Like I think to myself, I just play it out in a way where, let's just say my investments go to zero. Then what, right? And that's hard for me to even think about because I see myself somewhere in the future, whether that be in the near future or in the far future. Where I see myself, it seems near impossible for me to get to that point without this miracle. But that's just a limited mindset. You know, at this point, the only thing that I can do is transmute, right? Because events will always arise. My job is to simply label it, whether it's good or bad. So let me try to spin this, right? Sometimes I feel like life has me on a chokehold, but it's like self-inflicted because I know I'm great. I feel the greatness within me, but I also feel disappointed in my efforts. I know I'm capable of receiving and earning the things that I desire to have. I'm worthy of accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish, with or without that miracle. But that miracle being there is stopping me. Like I said, I can't get rid of it. Not that I could get rid of it, but that would be a drastic move, right? So then what? What do I do? What I've done in the past 24 hours after just realizing all of this is that I've come to the conclusion that I don't have a structure. I don't have a structure in place for this business, and I don't have a structure in place for my outside world business because of that underlining thought that a miracle is going to come, like it's right around the corner. That has led me to live life in like a limbo. Like I half-ass everything. I don't half-ass everything. Yeah, I get kind of drastic, but I do feel like I half-ass it, right? At least a quarter-ass it. So I asked myself, okay, let's just say I wake up tomorrow and it's at zero. What do I have to do? I'm going to survive, right? I got to take myself more serious. I got to be more responsible, and I got to take responsibility for where I'm at right now, right? I'm responsible for this simulation. I'm responsible for how my life goes. I'm responsible for what has gotten me to where I am today. So, to transmute what has gone down these past few days, to see the prices diminish, it has actually provided me with inspiration. It kind of provided me with a wake-up call. Like, Come on, dude, get to it, man. Get to it. And that's my goal for this coming week, or these next few weeks. Create a structure. Create a more defined structure of how I'm going to get to where I feel I want to be without that miracle. If it comes, it comes. And if it doesn't, it's all good. The question is, do I believe in myself enough? That's a tough question. Do I believe in myself? You know, the first answer that came to my mind right now, sadly, was no, I don't. So I have to keep on going and asking more questions. Okay, so why do you feel that you don't have it within you? The first answer that came to my mind is that I'm lazy. And you know what? Let's keep it real. I guess I could do more. And having this miracle in my back pocket has led me to be lazy, because I can always say, well, I got that. That's going to pop eventually. But again, what if it doesn't? When it feels like I've had this miracle in my back pocket for so long that I get scared to even think about what's plan B. But plan B should be that miracle. Plan A should be at the forefront. Plan A should be consistently working towards your goals. And as I said, if it comes, it comes. And if it doesn't, you'll be fine. And I understand that it's easier said than done, right? Because we've given this thought so much energy. We've had that miracle in our pocket for some time now where it's become a part of us. It is us. At least an aspect of us. So in order for me to transmute my current feelings towards myself and towards this miracle, I have to see it as a blessing. I have to see this exact event as a blessing. This came at the perfect time. Because so far I've been planning my life with an exit strategy in mind. Around this time frame, we should be good. I'll do this, that, and the other. But that time hasn't come. And we don't know when it will come and if it will ever come. So I'm grateful for the wake-up call. I'm also grateful for the realization that I've been placing blind trust on individuals outside of me, simply because I haven't done my due diligence to research what I'm invested in. I have to rely on others' words. That's no fault but my own. I'm not blaming anyone. My priority now is placing trust within myself, believing in my abilities, and more importantly, sucking it up, like putting in a little more effort. Now that I've removed that perceived miracle, all I have is my own potential. And that's good enough for me. And another thing that was, I guess, scary for me, like the realization of I gotta move forward without the thought of this coming into my life, was like a timeline thing. Because with this miracle, it would all come quick. As if that's always good. And as I now think about the next steps without this miracle, it can seem daunting, right? Because it's going to take determination. It's going to take a bit more of dedication, a little more patience. But it's going to be a beautiful journey. And throughout that journey, I can stay present and enjoy the process. Anyways, I think that's all we got for today. I kind of feel vulnerable because I feel like it's kind of short. But everything that needed to be said was said. So we'll leave it there. As always, stay clear-headed, stay focused-minded, and stay body-grounded. Much love, tribe. So as always, I like to end these solo episodes by showcasing the artists that are not only my peers, but some may consider family. Today I present to you an individual who, in my eyes, is able to balance out two worlds: the logical world and the heart-based world. I'm sure this individual may live with a bit of hope, as we all do, but his persistence in working his craft while living his day-to-day is inspiring. This individual puts in the necessary work, and sometimes I ask myself, how does he even do it? It seems as though he's been able to find that beautiful balance between how he can express himself and work his craft while still being a present father and a loving husband. This individual supports my work just for the sake of support. That's love. He understands the grind. I know he's destined for greatness because he's already great. Today is an honor and a pleasure to showcase QZ. Much love and thank you.
Life is all about the challenge, to keep our lives in balance. I don't have the luxury to rely solely on my talents. I trip and fall time after time. I trip and fall time after time. Had to learn to embrace it before I fucking drown. Made so many mistakes, but they got me where I'm now. Some say dreams don't age, some would say that I failed, but I live the life of purpose, follow my dreams every day. Ay. Waves. Trouble will find anyone anyways, right? All we can do is trying to keep it subtle. Trouble will find anyone anyways, right? All we can do is trying to keep it subtle. Believing in me anyways, even if it doesn't pay, I'll do it all again, knowing people will hate anyway. I focus on the better days and try to stay on top of it. Challenge life to come at me, I don't expect apology. Giving up is no solution, pushing forward a delusion, but the fusion of our heart's desires the conclusion. Money comes, money goes, it's the same with fame, but think of what will always be matters in this game. It's loving and trusting ourselves, crafting our fate, believing in something just to see brighter days, a billion dreams ignite. But it's love that I crave, without true connection we're still lost in the waves. Trouble will find anyone anyways, right? All we can do is trying to keep it subtle.
Walk your own path, don't care what they say. You're grinding every night and paving your own way. They throw shade, but you shine brighter every day. Focus on your goals, let the doubters fade away. You're staying in your zone, no time for the fake. You're living for yourself, that's the only move you make. Don't care about anyone who doesn't share your vision. Enjoying the process should be the only mission.
Waves. Trouble will find anyone anyways, right? All we can do is trying to keep it subtle. Trouble will find anyone anyways, right? All we can do is trying to keep it subtle.